Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the latest rendition of Barbedude. Thank you very much for tuning in again. Hope you all enjoyed my most recent video, Dax on Racks. I will provide the link to that in the bio as well as at the end of the video. Today we're going to take a little bit of a different route. Me personally, I love steak. I know, sue me. It's a crime, I get it. Love steak, love making steak. I love experimenting with different types of cuts, different types of sauces, etc., etc. I've cooked steak like pretty much every way that you could possibly think of, and I have found that the best way to do it is a reverse sear. So that's what we're gonna do today. Got a couple bonus items for you. We're gonna do a chimichurri sauce that I made from scratch. I'm gonna show you how we did that, and also got a nice little wine pairing for you. We're gonna review that. I don't know what I'm doing, but I don't think you're really here for my wine expertise. So, hey, sit back, relax. Maybe you can learn a thing or two and enjoy. Let's get after it. First things first, when you're gonna cook a steak, and this goes for any type of way that you're going to make it, whether it's in the oven, it's on the grill, you throw it in the microwave, the air fryer, I think, whatever. What you wanna do to ensure even cook is to take the steak out of the fridge about an hour before you wanna start cooking it. And that allows it to come to room temperature. And with that, it's science, I don't know, but it just cooks more thoroughly. You'll see like the color when you cut into it, it's just gonna be even throughout. So now that you've done that, as soon as you've taken it out of the fridge, just put it somewhere safe, maybe cover it if you're worried about flies or someone getting into raw meat, that kind of thing. Now that you've taken the steak out of the fridge and you're allowing it to come to room temperature, your next step is to apply a liberal amount of salt to your steak. It's the only time I'll ever ask you to do anything liberal on this YouTube channel. And what that is called is a dry brine. And what that dry brine does is it just allows the salt, through sciencey words like osmosis, to penetrate deeply into the meat. Nice. And as soon as you're eating it, it's just gonna taste a lot better. You're gonna see every single bite is gonna have the same amount of seasoning, and it's just a better way to go. I mean, if you put salt on it right before you start, or at any point, just make sure you add it at some point. This is just something through years and years of cooking steaks that I have found is just gonna get the best bite every single time you take a bite. So let the steak sit for about an hour, and that's about as long as it's gonna take. And then maybe at like the 45-minute mark, you're gonna wanna go and preheat your smoker, which is what I'm gonna be using, my Traeger smoker. I'm gonna preheat that to 250 degrees. A little bit of a low and slow. It's not gonna take very long because it's only gotta get to 120 degrees. It's not like a brisket or anything like that. So preheat that smoker, and then this is when I'm gonna add the pepper to the steak, which is pretty much right before I put it on the grill. I'm going to use my fancy Meter Plus thermometer, which is it's a Bluetooth thermometer. It allows you to not be checking it constantly. So what you're gonna wanna do is take the probe out and just massage it very gently right there. Yep, just the tip, and penetrate very, very deeply.
Good one, dude.
Thanks. All right, well, hey, let's go cook some meat, huh? So now that the steak is on the grill, we got a little bit of time here. And in the words of Denzel Washington from Training Day, damn, I'm thirsty. So what we have here is a little bit of vino from our Forum Wine Shop in South Fort Lauderdale. Very locally owned, small business, great people in there. I went in there saying that I wanted to make a steak with chimichurri sauce, and the manager in there ran me through about 6 different options, all different price ranges, that kind of thing. So what we settled on is called artati, which is from the Riejo region of Spain. Although they don't call it a Riejo because I guess they've been giving a middle finger to whatever bureaucratic nonsense is going on over there. It's kind of like Merlot or Champagne or tequila even. Like they're just like, yeah, we're not going to play by your rules, so we're just not going to put Rioja on our bottle. But for all intents and purposes, this is a Rioja. Said it's amazing and it's going to pair really well with this. So the next step is we're gonna go ahead and pop this open. This fancy little tool, I'll put the link to this in the description. Okay. Again, insert deeply, hold firm, and release. Okay, got the bottle of wine open. This next part is optional. I just choose to do it. We're gonna decant this red wine. And the reason you want to decant red wine is there's something about the oxidation, the oxygen hitting surface area, tannins, notes, cells, I don't know, fuck it. Like it just tastes better. That's why I do it, so whatever. Look it up, read a book. I'm gonna decant this wine. Also, it's gonna time out pretty nicely. You wanna decant a red wine for about, an hour, 2 hours, really depends on the age. So it'll time out like as soon as the steak is about ready to come off and you eat it, then everything just is in balance as nature should be. So now we still have a little bit of time. We're waiting on our steak, we're waiting on our wine to decant and open up, as they say. We're gonna make the chimichurri sauce. Pretty easy. I followed a recipe from this pretty awesome book, which is Barbecue Sauces, Rubs, and Marinades by Stephen, I'm gonna butcher his last name, see what I did there? Rachlin? I don't know, I'll put the link to it. I got the barbecue guava sauce from my last video out of this book, and I'm using the chimichurri sauce in this video from this book as well. Great stuff, check it out. So, all right, let's get to it. First step is you're gonna take a big bunch of parsley, and then you're going to wanna wash it and then cut the stems off. Next, peel about 8 cloves of garlic, a lot of garlic. If you do not like garlic, like this is not the recipe for you. Then chop about half an onion. After you're done with that, take out the food processor, add the parsley and garlic to that food processor, and just finely chop it. Just like mix it a little bit, no need to go crazy. And then you're going to add the onion, a little bit of white vinegar, some water, salt and pepper, dried oregano, and then some red pepper flakes. Once this is all combined, just go ahead and pulse it while adding some olive oil to it. It's about a cup. And just keep a steady stream going, and as you're pulsing it, you don't want it to get too fine, you want it to be kind of coarse. To recap, we've now done a dry brine on the steak. The steak is cooking in a reverse sear fashion. And, wow, can't believe it. I didn't even talk about what a reverse sear is.
So stupid. Idiot.
So why I like the reverse sear is it allows me to really control the temperature of a steak. Because one of the worst things that you can do is overcook a steak. It just sucks. Like it just like, especially when you spend a lot of money on it, you get like a Wagyu cut or something like that, where they could really get up there in price. If you overcook it, you're just gonna hate yourself, and I wouldn't blame you because you suck. So with that, you can either use an oven or a smoker. And you just kind of bring it up to, like I like medium rare, which is about a 130, 135 kind of temperature. And so what I do is I bring it to about a 120 temperature in either the oven or the smoker, and then I will throw it on my Blackstone griddle or any type of cast iron, something to get like really, really hot sear, and then that'll take it the rest of the way. That way you get that sear texture as well as the perfect temperature every single time. I've found through all my cooking experience that it really is the easiest way to get that perfect temperature that you want every single time. So sorry about that. Sorry to get off course explaining the reverse sear to you, but hey, now we're back. Reverse sear going. Steak's dry brine. Steak's got a little bit of pepper on it. It's on the Traeger. It's smelling good. We're decanting wine. You can smell it. There's raspberry, vanilla, whatever you want to say. It's in the air. It smells good. I'm ready to drink some red wine. Got the chimichurri we made. It's been about probably a half hour, 35 minutes at this point. The steak's starting to get up in temperature. Want to start thinking about preheating my grill. That way I can just pull it right from the Traeger and put it right on the grill. Let's turn on the Blackstone, get that piping hot, and we're gonna shoot it with the laser beam. I'll also put the link to this in the bio. It works really well. Want to get like as hot as possible. Start looking at like 450, 500 degrees. And then you just sear both sides for about a minute. That's really it. That's all it's really gonna take. And then after that, you pull it off the grill, you put it somewhere safe, let it rest for about 10 minutes. After it's done resting, slice it up, add that chimichurri sauce, and enjoy it.
Okay, so we pulled the steak, got a perfect 130-degree temp on my reading. It's got a great color throughout. It's maybe hard to see through the camera, but got this covered in this great chimichurri sauce. And to be honest, I've never had a steak with chimichurri sauce. I know, confession, sorry, we're all friends here. Wanted to try it, here we are. So, let's go ahead and get a little bite here. Okay, a little steak, a little chimichurri. Oh wow. Oh, it's so good. I'm glad I didn't go overboard with the steak seasoning, just went salt and pepper because that chimichurri's got a lot of flavor to it, but it doesn't take away from it. Still ribeye at the end of the day. And this chimichurri sauce is a fucking winner for sure. Okay, now we'll see how our friends at Forum Wine Shop did. Oh yeah, that works real well. Something about, I keep making the same joke again. You know I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. This tastes really good with the steak. Try it out, really awesome. Try out Forum Wine Shops. I bought the steak at a Cut Above Butcher, also in Fort Lauderdale. They're great people, really knowledgeable about what they're doing. So, hey, thanks again for tuning in. Really hope you enjoyed my latest edition here. Gonna start trying to make more of these. I don't know, I have fun doing it. That's all it's really about. So, reverse sear steak, chimichurri with a little bit of red wine. Thanks for coming in and watching. And make sure if you do like it, if you did like this video, make sure you hit that like button and make sure you subscribe so you can see more of my content. So, that being said, Barbadoo out.